Today you're going to learn one of the first steps you can take towards centering your soul. Hey everybody, it's Chris. It's great to be with you as we kick off Summer of Soul in our small groups and we discover how to care for the hidden part of you. To refresh your memory or to bring you up to speed on what we talked about last week, we talked about the soul. And the point being is you don't have a soul, you are a soul. What you have within you is a spirit. That's kind of like the heart or the will of man. And that's governed by your mind. And more or less the mind controls where your heart or your spirit goes. All of that is contained then within a body. And your body actually influences your mind and spirit more than the other way around. And then all of that is within your soul. And again, in ancient Jewish thought, this is what you are. You don't have a soul, you are a soul. Now there's all kinds of applications we did of this last week in the message, and you can get on our website or you can go onto Facebook or you can go onto iTunes and find the message if you haven't had a chance to hear it. It's a great way to just kind of understand what we're going to be talking about in the rest of the series. So I highly encourage you to do that. But at the end of the message last week, we talked about how you are your soul's caretaker. There's no one else who can take care of your soul but you. And as your soul's caretaker, you have one job: to center your spirit within your mind, within your body, within your soul. And we talked about how if your spirit's over here and your mind's over here and your body's doing another thing and your soul's right here, that's a soul that's misaligned. That's a soul that's not at rest. So as your soul's caretaker, you're supposed to center all of this. And that's what we're going to talk about today in week 1 of our small groups for this series, Summer of Soul. Now each week in the series, you're going to learn how to care for your soul by following along the life of a man named David. No other biblical writer discusses the soul with the frequency or the familiarity like David. So today in your small groups, we're going to begin where David's story begins. Now before David, Israel was ruled by a rebellious king named Saul. And there's a prophet named Samuel who told Saul, hey, the kingdom is being ripped away from you because you are so rebellious towards the Lord. And the kingdom is going to be given to another whom the Lord will choose. So Samuel the prophet is led by the Lord to this village called Bethlehem to choose the next king of Israel, and that's where today's story begins. Now in your small groups, after you read this little section of David's life, you're going to read one of the writings that he wrote during this time. But just a heads up, David doesn't write letters, he doesn't write biographies. David's primary form of writing is poetry. And the poem you're going to read today, my hunch is you're going to recognize these words, but you have a whole new way of thinking about them. Have a great discussion, and we'll see you soon.